Emma was already up in the saddle. She sidestepped Gus across the gravel driveway, the horse's hooves kicking up dust that blew across the yard. "Come on, Dad," Emma said. "It's getting late." Detective Benjamin Wade was hammering the latch back onto the barn door. When they came up the driveway in his cruiser 15 minutes earlier, the door was slung wide open, the latch ripped out of the wood by the gusting Santa Ana winds. The winds had burst into the coastal basin mid-morning, dry gusts billowing off the desert in the east that electrified the air. The morning had been heavy with gritty smog, the taste of leaded gas on the tongue. By early afternoon, though, the basin was cleared out, the smog pushed out over the Pacific. A brown haze camouflaged Catalina Island, but here the sky was topaz, the needle grass in the hills undulating green from early fall storms. "I'll meet you up there," Emma said, spinning Gus around and cantering him up the trail. "Hold on," Ben said, but she was already gone. He dropped the hammer, the latch swinging loose on a single nail. He pulled himself up onto Tin Man, raced the horse after her, and finally caught up to her on Bomber Ridge. "You're getting slow, old man," Emma said, turning to smile at him. "You're getting impatient." "You want to be here as much as I do," she said. That was true. This was exactly where he wanted to be, in the hills, riding a horse with his daughter. They rode side by side now, Emma rocking back and forth on Gus's sway back. Tin Man snorted a protest, shaking his head to rattle the reins. The horse was getting too old for that kind of running, his cattle wrestling days well behind him. Gus and Tin Man were the last of the Cutters. 4 years ago, in 1982, when the cattle ranch officially shuttered the Hereford operations, they were set to be shipped off as dog food canners. Ben wasn't having any of that, so he bought them for the price of their meat and taught his daughter to ride. The horses guided themselves along the fading cow path, past the old cowboy camp, hooves flushing jackrabbits out of sagebrush clumps. He smiled and watched Emma, her thin back and wiry legs in perfect control of Gus. He wished his father could have met her. She was a natural on a horse, a cowboy in a place that didn't need them anymore. They rode through a tangle of manzanita, the branches scratching their calves, and sidled through the shade of gasoline trees until they were in the open again, trailing the backbone of Quail Hill. A slope of poppies spread beneath them, blossoming orange into El Morro Canyon and down to the blue crescent of Crystal Cove. One of the advantages of being a detective was the flexible hours, and when things were slow, as they mostly were in Rancho Santa Elena, Ben could pick up his daughter from school. He had done this for 4 years now, a reliable pleasure that continued even after the divorce was finalized a year and 6 days ago, and he and his wife, his ex-wife, negotiated joint custody. Picking up was not a part of the settlement, but Rachel had stacks of papers to grade, and when he proposed it to her, she was thankful for the extra time. The added benefit of the gesture, too, was that sometimes Rachel gave him an extra night with Emma, or let him take their daughter for horseback rides on weekday afternoons that weren't supposed to be his. He savored every moment with Emma. He figured he had another year or 2 of these afternoons together, and then it would be all boys and cruising South Coast Plaza Mall with her girlfriends. "How was the algebra test?" he said, taking advantage of the moment. "Irrational." He smiled. "Shoot anyone today?" she said. "Wasn't a gunfight over at Alta Plaza Shopping Center," he said. "You didn't hear about it?" "I missed the breaking news." It was her daily joke. In the 4 years since Ben had left the LAPD and moved south to join the Rancho Santa Elena police force, he hadn't discharged his weapon. except into the hearts of paper bad guys on the firing range out by the Marine base.